can we just talk? Look, before we even kick this off, it's an amazing gathering, and it's absolutely incredible that this has even happened. But one person has made this happen, and that's Charlotte. And she just thought, wouldn't it be great if the people who are on the right side of this whole dystopian nightmare were gathered together? Let's have a comedy night, midday on a Sunday, sorry about that. And it's happened like we couldn't have believed. It sold out in no time at all. We could have filled this place twice over. I think these things have come a long way today. I mean, the Freds have come from all the way the other side of London. Credit to them for that. But we've got Dec and Jules here at the front who have come from Dundee. So we're not going to waffle on too much because there's too many top-class comedians who are going to genuinely entertain you.
I would just like to introduce a very special person. So behind, you'll recognise this work.
I don't even have a medical degree. Has anyone here got a medical degree? Probably. Right. Yes, so this, for anyone not familiar, this is my work here. And Charlotte, when she got this printed, sent me a picture of it and said it's way, way bigger than I expected. It's the first time a woman's ever said and it's actually printed on this sort of white, clean surface, so if this is your thing, quite useful. I don't know if... Oh yeah, so I should point out that this cartoon here, I put a message on our little Telegram, our Abbey Telegram group in the morning and said I'm going to be spending the day drawing a giant transvestite transsexual. And Charlotte said, oh please can you include the Canadian with the huge tits? So this is Charlotte's. The best bit. So we're still working out the royalty agreement. So the plan is with this, that after this event, at some point we're going to auction it, online probably, for a good cause. Now, we haven't quite worked out what the good cause is. Because Charlotte said, oh, basically any charity you support, and I thought, you know, all charities are nonsense now. We'll figure something out anyway. Yeah, that's about it really. Okay, thanks for having me.
The man of the hour. Can you say a couple of words, James?
Yes!
I don't know who any of these people are. I feel like I thought it started at 3 o'clock. Dick emailed me last night and said, what time are you turning? I said, well, just before 3, I thought. Because I don't like to, I like, winging it slightly. I don't like to prepare for these things. I feel that I ought to apologise to you because I know a lot of you were really looking forward to seeing our headline act today. I'm sorry to say they told me they can't come. Trigonometry. No, don't laugh, it's not funny. Constantine and the other one on the suspiciously well-designed poster, they were going to come and talk to us about Ukraine, and also and they were going to tell us about how they thought the vaccines were bad, but then they got persuaded by the medical arguments, and in fact they realised that vaccines were good. They were really looking forward to coming, but then their deep state handlers told them I think we we should get some funny bit now. Thank you all for coming.
Well, look, when Charlotte said to me, how are we going to run this? The whole thing is, you can already work it out. We're winging it. We're winging it in a big way. And we didn't plan because these things work out for themselves. Now, James always puts it down to God. God will help. God has made things happen. But he doesn't realise that behind the workings, God, yeah, sure, he's helping, but it's the likes of me and Charlotte who actually... and phoning James and saying, do you think 2 o'clock might be leaving it a bit late? And so we thought we'd turn it into what Charlotte says, we'd make it a roast. A roast. And I didn't know what a roast was. So I had to look it up, and apparently Count Dankula had one recently, a Count Dankula's roast. And what they had is a recorded message from Graham Linehan. Now, he used to be, well, obviously he's a brilliant comic writer. We all love Father Ted and the IT crowd, but he turned into a right wrong-un over several things. But in this roast, he was on video apologising to Count Dankula for the dreadful things he said about him. He basically took the guy down. And he said, hopefully this little video goes some way to apologising to you for getting you completely wrong. Credit to Graham Linehan for doing that, because it takes a big man to admit you're wrong. So I've got 3 people here tonight for you, James, who have said that they had you wrong all along. And they're here tonight. Your friends, Michael Gove, Boris Johnson, and David Cameron! Sadly, they can't be here tonight, but they have left this message. Jamie, mate, have a great time. We were wrong, you were right, we're sorry. You can't say fairer than that. Over to you, Charlotte.
Thank you for that. So let's get this show on the road. Our first comedian is a lady called Tania Edwards. Here she is. She's one of us.
Honestly, I'm happy to say it is a privilege in this period where it's so difficult to know what's real and what's fake, to be here with James Delingpole. You know, this is a man with teeth we can all trust. I sent James a lot of desperate messages begging him to stop the Great Reset when it started. I thought that if he just kept mentioning it, it would be over, but because we can see he failed there. It's a good effort, but it's still moving along with frightening efficiency, or entirely by accident, depending on your perspective. But I know it's been an exhausting time for a lot of people. Before this shit started, I had a husband. That travelled. Now I have a husband that works upstairs. Wondering if I've emptied the dishwasher yet. Doing your fucking self. I'm playing the piano. That's what I've been doing. I've been learning how to play the piano. Practice for hours a day. I really think if I keep on like this in about 5 years' time, I'll be where I want to be. Single. Right now I'm just providing the mood music for his relentless Zoom calls. Soundtrack to our divorce. Perfect revenge for accusing me of listening to too many podcasts. I genuinely thought he'd be impressed at the beginning till the day he burst out of his office, fell to his knees and just begged me to have an affair. Anything quiet, what can I say? The heart wants what it wants, and I want to impress strangers in train stations. Everyone has a dream. I know the news is bad and stuff, you know, not that I'm watching it because it's all shit. I'll say one thing about those Russians, they've taken the pressure off the unvaxxed. Giving everyone else a chance to update their profile pictures. Give that poor rainbow a break. My God, the rainbow needed a break. The rainbow's had such a battering the last few years. I saw a real rainbow with my children and told it to fuck off! Everyone just turned 3. New phrase for him. Turns out I could have just borrowed the neighbour's cat and saved my husband a fortune. Pretty pissy about money at the moment. He called me financially illiterate the other day. Financially illiterate. I said, how dare you? I know all your PIN numbers. I know you don't shut down the global economy for flu, but... You cough away, madam. You cough away freely. Isn't it nice and... Isn't it nice and relaxing to just be able to cough freely? You don't even need to cover your mouth. Wasn't that exhausting? For years you couldn't even sniff in public without pretending you're on cocaine. I was on the blow. By the way, I highly recommend keeping that excuse in your back pocket. It does help the elderly relax at their lucid funeral. It's amazing what they're teaching children at the moment. My 5-year-old, they're showing him pictures of men embracing. I hold my hands up. I called the school about that one. I said, excuse me, this is not a depiction of a traditional marriage. No. Married people don't touch. They reassured me they weren't showing pictures of straight couples at all. I said, well, that's fine, and whack on a porno. I hated lockdown. I hated it. I hated it because I'm a people person. I'm a people person. I love people. Sue me. You know, I love people. I missed people. I missed the cleaner. I miss the babysitter. My God, I miss the babysitter. I'm so glad she's back. I'm still listening to her stories. She told me that she's been spending her time expressing her vulnerability on Instagram. I said, why? I said, I realised I've been keeping a lot of stuff inside. What a fabulous place to keep it. She has a new tattoo, revolting. Obviously I said nothing, I just looked disgusted. I know everyone has tattoos now. I think it's because houses are expensive and we're all yearning to decorate. Strange thing about children, that time speeds up. I feel like I'm hurting people's death rate I never thought was possible. It's like bumping into a jihadi at a Christmas market. You don't think it's going to happen to you, and then bang, it's the whole life flashing before your eyes. Something to think about. It's the season. Wonderful city as well, and I gave you too much confidence with that coffee. You're all hacking your lungs out now. This is my time to fucking shine. It's got the greatest cough. Oh, God. I love London. I think it's brilliant that we're open again. I can't believe we've been on about crap, but it's wonderful that we're open again. I know we have other problems. Big problem with knife crime. Huge problem with knife crime. I've lost some of my best friends to knife crime. Some of my best friends. Every time a kid gets stabbed, another one of my friends moves to Brighton. I wouldn't say I'm middle class. I don't need to. I think that's why the hygiene theatre confused me. I should have been all over that. I should have loved it. I should have loved it. What was it really? It was just middle-class roleplay running through fields of wheat. What's not to like about a virus that respects the table service? I even understood the masks. Sure, why not? Muffle the mumblings of the staff, you know. Keep the cleaner out of Capri. But it wasn't for me. It took me a long time to think of anything positive, and then it occurred to me that now every turtle in the ocean is wearing a face mask. I can enjoy drinking gin through a plastic straw again. It really does taste so much better, so thank you for that, Greta. Greta Thunberg. Wow. A homework project that got out of control. I also had a lot of time to inhabit my marriage, I think everyone found out pretty quickly, didn't they? If they were a family shop kind of couple or an oil rig kind of couple. Turns out I'm an oil rig kind of couple. I really love my husband. I do. I love him when I'm picturing him far, far, far away. In danger. secret to our success is he's a tall, slim Indian man, fit, and I don't understand 90% of what he says to me. Because he's from Belfast. Do you have any Northern Irish in? Yeah. Shit. Very careful around the Northern Irish. They're not like the diddly-diddly-dee ones in the South. They're angry people. Very small place, very small place. Oh, gosh. I understood that, so some of it's going through to me. People used to ask about that, you know. They used to say, Indian Irish? Indian Irish? What does that mean? What do you mean? What does it mean? Obviously it means he likes potatoes. But he doesn't burn easily. It also means my in-laws live abroad, and I don't think you can ask more from family than that. Congratulations, I bet there are a couple of you in here that did this, even though you knew it was a load of crap. I bet there are a few of you in here that did this, pretended really loving your parents was just not seeing them for a few years. Well done, I felicit you, I congratulate you. I don't know how you got away with it. I couldn't get rid of my mother. I couldn't get rid of her. It didn't matter what I said, she was at my house every bloody week. Because she's obsessed with my children, and she loves my sons. She says that they've given her a new lease of life. Which is a shame. I was really worried about losing that joke last spring. It's still with us. People used to ask about our children too. Do you remember that? When people pretended to like children? Do you remember that? Remember that? Before they started looking at children as vectors of disease? Do you remember? Remember? They'd randomly come up to you at the bus stop and ask you random questions. Is your baby mixed? Yes, he is mixed. He's half fabulous, half really fucking annoying. The bus stop banters back, by the way. I was at the bus stop the other day and I can't see. And there's a woman there. How to describe her? She had a bag of chips in one hand and a fag in the other, which we can all agree is a brilliant way to end a night. But a dreadful way to start your morning. She was telling me how handsome my 5-year-old is. I said, yes, honey, thank you so much. She was absolutely beautiful. She went, just picture him when he's 16. I know. It's going to be an absolute heartbreaker. I'll be 60 then. Where have these mad old creeps been hiding? Apart from Parliament, obviously. What I'm saying is it's nice that they're all out and about again. It's good to have a real and present danger to protect my children from. You know what? We mixed. We didn't manage to match. They're not the same colour. Can you imagine that? Not the same colour. One of them's darker than the other. Who do I discriminate against? I'm having to look to the BBC for guidance. Thank God for the BBC. We could not have had our pandemic without them. I am still angry. I'm definitely still angry. My mother said to me the other day, she said, Tanya, you're not one of those conspiracy theorists, are you? I said, it's the Pope a Catholic. No, Mother. No, he isn't. Congratulations, everybody. It's quite niche. It's hard. I can't even relax having a cup of coffee now next to a middle-aged man in a onesie and adult crocs without thinking he's a tablet store. I can't even trust the weather. It is tiring though, isn't it? It is tiring. And I mean, it's so obvious as well. There's one man, isn't there, that's made millions, trillions, squillions of pounds, who gives a shit about our health. Only no one dare mention his name. Well, I'm not afraid to mention his name. It's Joe Bloody Wicks. Aren't you disappointed that everyone went along with it? How did everyone go along with it? And I thought about this too, and I really think it's because someone threw their knickers at Ed Sheeran. The day someone threw their knickers at Ed Sheeran, they had a proper meeting about that. They did. They said, we've done it, we've actually done it. We have sold Ed Sheeran as a sex symbol. We can sell anything. These cunts are ready for a sticker. Now, I tell you what I want my tinfoil hat, one of those tinfoil go-karts they think we whizzed around the moon on. No one will ever understand how hard and fast I fell out this matrix, my God. I am bruised and battered. I don't. I'm kind of like, it could just be an age thing. I'm just so tough. My friends have started putting all of that stuff in their faces. That's fucking creepy as well, isn't it? They started putting all the stuff in their faces. It definitely works. One of my friends has all of the stuff in her face, and it's impossible to tell how old she is. She could be 26, she could be 95. All you know for certain is that she can't go too close to a warm candle. I actually think she looks okay on her own. She looks okay on her own. She does. You know, from a distance to the dark, she looks fine. And, but I was out with her and her friends the other day, and they must have all been to the same clinic because they all matched. It was really creepy. And one of her friends had the mouth, you know, that massive mouth that would have the lip all the time. Well, they're not glossing. And she's had this mouth for ages. I can say this here because you're a reassuringly thin-lipped crowd. But she's had this mouth for ages. She's had it for years. But she must have been in for an MOT because it was absolutely ginormous. And that's not the weird thing. The weird thing is that after a couple of glasses of Chardonnay, this mouth just fell down. Just fell down the left-hand side of her face. Just dropped down like a hot stroke. And no one raised an eyebrow. Doing my jokes to a room, you know, I'm not joking. Such a relief. It's been a bit tricky. And by the way, can I say, I do love my husband, who has a name, by the way, he has a name. His name is Sanju. It's just, I know it's very difficult to get right. I know it's difficult to get right because my dad still pronounces it Muhammad. Comfortable lunches, They agree on all the other stuff. Sad with me. Apparently other people want to turn, I'm being flashed here. I've got to go. I could just stay here all day. Fuck you, James. Thank you so much for having me.
We're breaking down a lot of preconceptions today, and that's broken down by one that says that women just aren't funny. I mean, yeah, we're all learning.
Don't be sexist.
We've got Abby on later as well, so you know I'll be doubly confounded on that front. But there are precious few genuinely funny comedians who are on our side out there, and I think we've pretty much got most of them here today. And the next one up is no exception, Vernon.
Can we calm down a little bit? We don't want any heart attacks in here tonight, do we? So this is what a bunch of climate-denying, super-spreading bigots look like, is it? That's not social distancing, is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 feet. That's safe. That's safe. What you doing? What you doing? You literally just come running up to me. I'm standing here doing nothing. You just come running up to me. Why did you do that? They literally come running up to you. Yeah, to tell you what a bigot you are. Now you're spitting at me. Now you're spitting in my face. Oh, where's your mask? Where's your mask? I'll tell you what, I will get interested in masks when they invent pants that protect me from my wife's vile farts in bed. Yeah, I'll get interested in masks there. Deary me. Oh, I've got a Biden list. as I call it, because this is why I don't do stand-up. My memory is just absolutely terrible. And my wife put together a Biden list for me. It's like, you come on stage, right? You tell joke now, right? So I've got a Biden list. Deep into what I now refer to as the madness. I mean, the last couple of years did actually happen, didn't they? I'm not going to wake up from some sort of dream. The last couple of years did actually happen, right? And deep into the madness, when I was going to the shops, I was getting really tired, really fed up of being asked about the mass. This thing about the mass. And I'm like, I'm exempt. I'm exempt from bullshit. I got a bit tired of saying I'm exempt. But I had to go to this shop, do a bit of DIY. I went to this tile shop and I walked in and he clocked me from the back. You know that shop assistant? Normally keeps himself to himself, yeah? Does a bit of like moving around the stock, but I heard him breathing. He spotted me, I walked in. Now I have purpose. Now I have meaning. Where's your mask? Where's your mask? I didn't say a word. Just turned, looked at him, and just didn't say anything. And at this point I thought, you know what? I'm either going to go to prison or I'm going to try and have a little bit of fun with this. So I didn't say anything, looked into his eyes. Well, that's pretty much all you can see anyway, isn't it? The eyes. Yeah, they wear these masks that pretty much cover their entire fucking heads. Yeah, you just see the craziness in the eyes, don't you? So I just looked him in the eyes, didn't say a word, and just started doing the robot. His colleagues are looking at me at this point. Other customers are looking at me. Still doing the robot. Not saying a word. He's looking at me thinking, what the fuck is going on here? What's going on? Continues to do the robot. Bless him. He had another go. So have you got your mask? I thought this cunt ain't learning. So I put the hips into it as well. He walked off. I walked in, his colleagues completely avoided me. All the other customers avoided me as well. And I got my goods. All worked out! Look into his eyes and tell him the risk isn't real. Look into his eyes. I looked into that guy's eyes, and he was absolutely fine until you put him in the fucking hospital on the ventilator. Yeah? Nurse! What's wrong with this man, nurse? He's tested positive. Did you know that? Oh, dear, dear, dear. When was the last time he was tested? About 10 minutes ago. Do it again. All counts towards the big tally now, doesn't it? And what is with these tests? Why do they have to be this fucking long? What, these sticks, what are they doing? Are they testing the back of our heads? Are they testing the back of our brains? Why do they have to be like this? Trace! Go get another test. Go get another test, Trace. I need a week off work. Go on, shove it in. Shove it, Spot. Go on. Even more, shove it in. I don't feel a fucking thing. Go on. I know you don't feel a thing there. I don't feel a fucking thing. It's still negative, Dave. It's still negative. Come on, shove it in the other fucking nostril. Go on. Come on, I need that week off work. Shove it in. Come on. Come on. I don't feel a fucking thing. Dave, it's still negative. Well, they're doing it in China, aren't they? What happened to monkeypox? They renamed it Mpox, didn't they? They renamed it. know what reminded me. I've got absolutely no idea what reminded me. Look into his eyes and tell him the risk isn't real. How are you feeling now? Are you feeling a little bit, are you looking incredibly peaky? No, I feel absolutely fine, actually. In fact, can I have some visitors, please? What? In the deadliest pandemic that ever was? How dare you bigot! I'm genuinely feeling right. Nurse, get the ventilator. Right away, Dawn, right away. No, seriously, I'm feeling it. Thank you, Dad. Lay back. Lay back. I'm genuinely feeling... Please, no. 20,000 for the hospital and a big bonus for me. Oh dear. Another death with COVID. Right, Brother. Seriously, again, my daddy's stand-up, obviously not fit. I've got the Biden list, but I did need a bit of advice, a bit of help with the old memory. So I looked online, came across this American guy, and he had this pack of cards, and he's like, what you do is you remember it as a story. He had these back cards. He's like, how would you remember the king, the queen, and the two of diamonds? So in my head, I'm just thinking, king, queen, two of diamonds. I just pictured the king bending the queen over a chair with a couple of diamonds underneath them on a table. I'm thinking to myself, how's this helping my memory? I'm just becoming more of a fucking degenerate. What is with this TikTok? I don't get all the nurses and stuff as well, all that sort of TikTok business, wasn't it, yeah? But seemingly normal people just breaking out in this kind of dance. How's that ever going to look normal? They just look like cunts. I mean, they just look like cunts. And what is this TikTok all about? I just really do not get TikTok. Yeah, but it really helps, you see, because I've got such a short-term memory and such a little attention span. TikTok is just absolutely perfect for me. And you know, ADD and ADHD. Is it really all that? Or are you just a cunt? Was it the fact that when you were younger, there was a bit of a discipline issue? Your parents didn't discipline you, and when you kicked off a bit, they put you in a room, took you to the doctors and filled you just full of pills. That's the TikTok generation, isn't it? Huh? Climate denied. Everything's going to be and is connected to climate now. If one of you guys leaves here and you trip over a curb, it was climate's fault. Headaches, heart attacks, gardening incidents, all related to climate. How are they going to fuck up Christmas this year then? Is it going to be the big Christmas blackout? Switch the lights off. Blackout Christmas, switch the lights off because you're doing the right thing. Is it going to be the switching off of the gas? No boiling your Brussels sprouts this year because again, you're doing the right thing. No lights, no gas. Are all the turkeys going to be dead because of bird flu? Or are we going to be extra special little girls and boys this year, and all of us get an extra lovely little sprinkle of the HIV? But I don't know if you figured it out. It's a spiritual warfare. They're coming for the lot. You know, tangibly and intangibly, they're coming for the lot. And it was always that decision what are we going to do about it? What's the solution? Give me a chance. It was always that choice that we've all got, that we all have throughout the day, every day when we leave here. Victimhood or taking responsibility. And we're being trained to be victims. You know, don't need to make any choices. You don't need to do that. We'll do it all for you. In our environment, everything that we consume, the information that we consume, they are breeding victims. And that's precisely what they want. Why? Because victims are so much easier to control. Because when we take responsibility for everything in our lives, the decisions and everything that we do, our lives completely change. Even if we are climate denying, super spreading bigots.
Charlotte's just given me a nudge, and she tells me that apparently there's an interval now. And I said, well, how long for? She said, I don't know, we're winging it. So, we're winging an interval. You'll know when we restart, but get yourself a drink, get some food. James wants an opportunity to get some food down here. In fact, oh, here he comes. I'll pass over to the man.
I need some help. In my head, I'm imagining that we're in Bethnal Green, that somewhere around here, and I need someone to tell me it exists, is an artisanal store, stall selling Indian street food that's not cooked in feed oils. Is that too much? No, with organic ghee, organic meat. And I'm serious. I mean, that's what I want. Is there anything around here anyone knows? I genuinely want that in my life now.
Sorry, James.
If you can help it, call me in a minute or two. As I said, we're all from so far away, we don't particularly know this manner, even though I just live here. Grab some food, we'll be back here with some more great comedy after the interval. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, will you please welcome to the stage your next act, the wonderful Abby Roberts!
Calm down, the sex symbol has arrived. Oh, my darling James. Are you alright, my sweet? You look like you're on a special day out. Does this do anything for you? My love. Oh, I feel like giving you a lap dance, but actually, that's what we need to keep cash, by the way, in society. It's going to be fucking awkward, isn't it? It's like, oh, sexy dance, have you got any cash? No, I've only got a card. Are you fucking joking, mate? Right. Let's get this show on the road. So, hello and welcome to the Delingpod. And it's great to have a cheer if you're on. Not yet. You're very fucking premature. Yeah. We've all hello, my love. Anyone on Substack listen to my podcast? Yeah. Jesus, fantastic! Thank you so much. Wait, James is going. No, I fucking don't. I didn't even know you had one. So thank you, all the Abbey Daily fans. Oh Jesus, what am I like? Well, you know, it's my stage, my darling. And how about Telegram? Anyone? Have you done a Telegram? Woo, fantastic. Do you know what? It really, I feel good about this. This is great because I did a gig last night in North London, and it was the same thing. It was like everyone just red-pilled, everyone there, sort of. And if that's all over the country and all over the world, they don't stand a fucking chance. smell some young people in here. Do we have, anyone under 30? Fuck you with your dreams and clothes that fit. Just got that. Do you know what? Over the last 2.5 years, you know, I've realised some things about myself. I've realised that in certain lights, I've started to resemble Susan Boyle. It's really fucking depressing. Look at this. I was eating some cereal the other day and I spilled some milk down there. I was like this. I dreamed a dream in pain one day, when hope was high and life worth living. There's been a murder. It was actually my mother who pointed that out. How do I describe my mother? Judgmental. Just take the judge part off. Oh Christ, what an absolute shit show. I don't know if anyone else just absolutely fucking exhausted. Just emotionally, spiritually, after everything that's happened. And that's why, and I'll talk about it a bit later, but that's why I am building the Great Wall of Cunts. It took me 3 weeks to find a big enough wall. Oh yeah, so there's lots of people you'll recognise on that, and I'll mention them in a minute. Strangely, you know, let's go back to think about the logic of the last couple 2.5 years. They were so concerned about everyone's health that they closed the gyms and you said you can only have 1 hour's exercise a day. Does that make any sense to you? So everyone was sat at home, stuffing their faces, watching cookery programmes. It's like, don't worry, you fat fuck. These jabs will cure you. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. And the only, I don't, you know, it may surprise you to know, I don't actually watch a lot of cookery programmes, but there's one that I really like, MasterChef. Not for the cooking, for the woman that does the voiceover. Because she must do porn in her spare time. So if I was on, I'd love to go on MasterChef. This would be me on MasterChef. For her starter, Abby has prepared 2 pieces of toast with some spaghetti di alphabeti. And for her main, Abby has poured some boiling water on a noodle de pot. After ripping open a sachet de sauce de barbecue with her teeth. And for dessert, Abby has placed a giant Mars bar on a bed of crushed Maltesers with a side garnish of Skittles. Abby is stoned. MasterChef the Munchies. But do you know what? I'm amazed that M&S didn't do a vaccine advert. This isn't just any vaccine. This is an mRNA vaccine. Oh, fucking hell. I feel so I'm just leaving. It's been a long day. You know, the thing that makes me the most angry is, and I've had to sort of change my style of comedy because there's so much fucking anger in it. It's like, I can only do dick jokes for so long. Otherwise, I just looked at Dick as I was saying that. Love a bit of Dick. We all love a bit of Dick, don't we? We love some Dick. Pay attention. And what this government and governments of the world have done to young people. That's the thing that makes me rage and burn. Anyone that listens to my podcast will know, I mean, I use, well, it gets quite loud, put it that way. The volume, the audio file goes every time I talk about young people, because how fucking dare they take away young people's future, the children, you know? And when they close, they close the nightclubs. I mean, fucking hell, I did some of my best learning in nightclubs. I did. Around the back of a club called Cinderella's. Holding a cone of chips in one hand and a pint of snake bite and black in the other. For balance. Nice to see you again. Of all the places to see you again. And you know, I'm not ashamed to say, ashamed to say it. I mean, I've flattened a lot of grass in my time. There's crop circles around the UK where my arse has been, and it's. Do I regret it? No. It's made me who I am. No, it's made me the beautiful creature you see before you. And yeah, I was just thinking on the way here. I was just thinking about sort of reminiscing about one of those nights, which I'm going to share with you. I think we've all done it, haven't we? Where we've been out to a club, had loads to drink, and then wanted to just get someone home. And am I on my own here? Oh, for fuck's sake! Call yourself libertarians? Jesus Christ! Obviously, I don't. Those days are long gone. But I'm thinking about this time where I went out to a club in London and got really, off my tits. I was like a New Zealand rugby player doing the haka. I was like, on the dance floor, busting some moves. There was quite a large sort of gap round me, doing the dancing, and I could moonwalk back in those days. I tell you what, I was a really good moonwalker. Now when I moonwalk, I look a bit like, when a dog's had a shit. So my moonwalking days are over. But so anyway, I'm in this club, and it's getting towards the end of the night. You sort of think, and I was a bit desperate, so I thought, he must be, I can't believe I'm sharing this with you. No, fuck it, you're open-minded people. So I thought, he must be in here somewhere, and I smelt the Lynx Africa in the corner, and I thought, fuck it, he'll do. So I dragged him out of the club. It was like getting a goat up a hill. Got him in the back of the van. Got him home, bolted the door. Got him upstairs to my love palace where the lights were low and my iPod was on shuffle. The good old days. And it's great, we're sweaty, we're like snogging, rolling around. Picture the scene, if you want to. He's got my bra off. The girls are out. Right, said Fred. And the first song comes on. Move closer, move your body real close until we feel like we're really making love. And then I've got him on the floor and I'm like, having a great time, and then he starts to do the old, the old nipple twiddly thing. What the fuck are you trying to do? Tune into Radio fucking 4? And now the shipping forecast. Time. I forgot what comes next. And then the next song comes on. So anyway, we're back to the oldest anyway. Like you know how it goes. So, you've got to search for the hero inside his head. And his little face, he's saying, "Come on, love, you can do it." And I was listening. And when ladies, because men and women, by the way, I know this is fucking radical to say this. We are different. I know. So women have to work a lot harder, right? We just do it. It's just part of the thing. Men can just look at something and go. We've just got to. People really go, the whole thing. And so I'm there, and I'm going, Jesus Christ. And do you know what? I was like, literally going, I have to work really doubly hard. And you know what? We don't care what our faces look like. We don't care, we don't give a shit. It's like this. I found myself coming to Hakuna Matata. Fucking Lion didn't see him again. I just think back to those days because you've got to just, you know, got to have stuff to sort of make you, you know, make you laugh and make you feel, you know, that you were, I don't know, the good times, right, in the past. But the masks, shit, that's a weird fucking, isn't it? Weird, would you call it segue? That's the word. Segue, the masks. I mean, people that wear them are just cunts. There's no way around it. There's no other way around to describe it. And you know the really weird thing is? People, when I say really weird thing, it's like, everything's weird. But people used to match their masks to what they were wearing. That's, I mean, what? That's like wearing orange lipstick to match a Guantanamo Bay jumpsuit. That's just mad. Jesus. If people ask me where my mask is, I'll say it's at home, next to the bed, with the fluffy handcuffs. Mind your own fucking business. Jesus. And you know what? The celebrity cunts, and I will get to the delineation of it. The celebrity cunts, like Dolly Parton. I mean, I was a huge fan. You know what I mean? Where was the music business? Apart from these two gentlemen here. I said, Fred. Where were they? I mean, you know, Dolly Parton. I just literally, actually, I'm going to do a little bit of Dolly now. Don't be a chicken shit. Just get the shot. Vaccine, 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 vaccine. I'm begging you, please just get the jab. It may cause blood clots in your legs and fry your brain and leave you dead, but I don't give a fuck, cause I've been paid. Honest to fuck. And we had the, of course, we had the other, I mean, there were so many ridiculous things that happened, but the, you know, the overcrowded ICUs. Remember that? It was like, oh my God, the ICUs is like, what are you smiling at? Doctor's like, oh my God, you're a martyr. Oh my God, how are you going to save all these millions of people? What are we going to do with all our spare time? That's what we're going to do with our spare time. We're going to rehearse fucking dance routines! So you've all seen the videos, you know, when they're there going, I mean, literally. 1 minute it was like, oh yeah, I see, yeah, don't come to hospital because it's really fun. In the next bit, thriller. There's one where they're doing the whole of Titanic. They've got literally a line, have you seen it? A line of doctors. Just waving. Jesus Christ, Celine Dion, who sounds like a Formula 1 speeding car when she sings. Although, after the jabs, it's a bit more. The bro's got a few bumps in it, hasn't it? That's a bit dark, isn't it? It's gonna get a lot darker. And I was thinking to myself, you know, so they were doing those dance routines, and do you remember in the flu pandemic of 1918? Remember in the field hospitals, you know, when they were all the nurses doing the Charleston. What is it, Tommy? Oh, nurse. I can barely breathe. I think it's got me. A minute, Tommy. Fucking insane! Right. I'm gonna have to fuck off in a minute because I've done it way too long. It's very, oh no you haven't. Very interesting, isn't it? Very difficult to be a fascist with a Geordie accent. But somehow Carol Malone managed it, didn't she? She said, this is part of the Great Wall of Guns. I love this. This is my opus. Is that the right word for it, darling? My magnum. Thank you, my magnum opus. This has been a long time in the planning, and my God, I can't wait till you see it. So Carol Malone said, fucking hell. Carol Malone. She said, giving up your human rights is justifiable. It's justifiable to take away a person's bodily autonomy when you have a global pandemic. Schnell. I'll build the camps myself. I'll fucking shove you in them. We have ways of making it talk, you know what I mean, pet? Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, there's just so many of them. I was going to, I think the person that made me probably the most angry of all the Wall of Guns, Great Wall of Guns, is the Archbishop of Canterbury. The man who's meant to be our spiritual leader through, let's be honest, is a spiritual war that we're in. We all know that here. Justin Welby said, and I quote, "To love one another, as Jesus said, get vaccinated, get boosted." Now, I'm not a biblical scholar, like my darling James, but I'm pretty fucking sure that Jesus Christ did not recommend experimental vaccines. And I thought, and I'm going to end on this, I thought I would rewrite a little bit of the Sermon on the Mount for how Justin Welby sees Christianity. Jesus said unto him, "Thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart and with all thy soul and with all thy mind. This is the first and great commandment. And the second is like unto it. Thou shalt love thy neighbour as thyself, unless that neighbour hath broken asunder the rule of 6. In which case you should report them to the authorities. Verily." This biblical shit is hard. It's fucking hard. "Verily I say unto thee, if thou findest out that thy neighbour hath not taken the jab, lo, I again say unto thee, vilify them and cast them hence unto the lepers' colony, where they shall perish for eternity. In the name of Pfizer, AstraZeneca, and Moderna." Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me. God bless you all, and I'll see you soon. James, I bent over and he realised there was no pockets, and all I can say is it was quite an interesting freestyle. Right, I'm going to... Nice, very nimble fingers. I'm going to introduce the final act of the night. He's a good friend of mine. He's absolutely wonderful. You're in for an absolutely fantastic treat please welcome to the stage my good mate, Alistair Williams.
Thank you. Thank you very much. You do realise that's the response you've been conditioned not to give about me. Do you guys like conspiracy theories?
Yes.
Have you noticed that the people that push the mask mandates aren't the most attractive people in the world? It's just like I'm watching a press conference and the guy will come out and he'll be like, I think we should all cover up our faces. It's like, okay, Chris Whitty. Is Brad Pitt with you in this endeavour? No, he's not. He's not. It's Patrick Valance. That's the guy that's with you. Do you notice some people, they're still wearing the masks now? They're still wearing the mask now. I'm like, do you know what I love about you people? The people still wearing the mask now. You have done everything the government told you to do until they told you to take off the mask. Now you revolt. It's like, don't celebrate Christmas with your family. Okay. Don't go to your mum's funeral. Okay. Take off the mask. Revolution! Right, I'd like to thank my mum and dad. No, seriously, I would. It's thanks to them that I'm here. When I left school and I told them I want to be a professional comedian, they actually paid for me to do a joke course. If you guys want to do the same one, it was called History, University of Bristol. Oh, that's strange, because my mum doesn't think that shit's funny at all. She's like, Alistair, can you stop using your history degree in jokes? I'm like, to be fair, Mum, where else am I going to use it at this point, you know? Like, at least it's getting some use, do you know what I mean? Like, I spent £22,000 on a history degree. When do you think I'm getting that money back? Right, in order for my degree to get me a job, a group of people in an office have to be like, okay guys, does anyone know who started the French Revolution? It's just we've got a client coming in at 5. I don't want to get caught out on this again, guys. Also, the client does not want to talk to an expert. We are looking for someone with a 2-2. Do you know what, right? Young people in the audience, this is how they fuck you, young people in the audience, right? They tell you, you've got to go to university these days or you'll never get a job, or you have to have a degree. Bullshit, but I'm in this group job interview, okay? They like to do this so they can humiliate 12 people at the same time. So, right. The lady sitting next to me, she's got a degree in nuclear physics. She's a borderline genius, this lady. The balls on the guy running the interview, he goes, well, the thing that's bothering me, Jennifer, is you don't have any experience in recruitment. Like, no, she does have some in nuclear physics, which I'm pretty sure might be harder. You know, no offence, Jeffrey, but if she can split an atom, I reckon she can probably figure out how to pick up this phone and start fucking bothering people. Do you know what I mean? Dude, I'm serious. Everyone I know is working in recruitment. Anyone else? Like, every single person I know is working in recruitment. My last friend that doesn't work in recruitment, he just started working in recruitment. I said to him, why have you started working in recruitment? He looked me straight in the eyes and goes, mate, there's no jobs out there. And everyone's working in recruitment. What are you guys doing? Calling each other over the desk? My friend, I swear to God, she went to university, she spent all this money, she come out with a gender studies degree. Yes. I know! Bro, I said to her, I said, can you make any money with a gender studies degree? She goes, actually, Alistair, the skills that you learn in gender studies, they're actually very transferable skills. Right? And don't laugh, because that's true, because she works in a bowling alley now, so they must have transferred. She said, Alistair, do you realise there are many ways in which women are getting screwed over financially in the world? I'm like, yes, and one of them is the gender studies degree. It's a group of blokes in a university being like, hey ladies, do you want to hear how you're getting fucked over out there in the world? Tell you what, mate, give us 20 grand, we'll tell you all about it. You think I wasted my money on a history degree? She did a gender studies degree 12 years ago. At that point, there was 2 genders. There's 367 now. They phone you up and they say, listen, I know you got a 212 10 years ago, but it turns out we've remarked your paper, and actually, as it turns out, you're under arrest. So... Dude, I'm so old. I can remember when there was only 2 genders. We used to tell 6-year-olds, you're a boy, you're a girl. Now we're like, listen, man, you're 6 years old, you need to sort yourself out. I'm not getting involved, I don't want to go to jail, no. Hi, Timmy. Are you interested in gender reassignment surgery? You are? Send him in, send him in. Isn't it wrong? Isn't it wrong? I'll tell you what, the one place where I think it is just done amazing things is women's sport. Isn't it fantastic? It's just amazing. Like, there's this beautiful story about this swimmer, right? I don't know if you've heard of her. Her name is Leah Thomas. You familiar? Oh my God, she's the fastest female swimmer in the world. Isn't this incredible? But this is even more of an incredible story because she used to be a male swimmer. And when she was a male swimmer, she was shit. She was coming last, second to last. She changed gender, boom, fastest bitch in the water. Do you realise what a crazy time we're living in? Do you realise? We lived through the craziest time ever. Do you remember when they had us living in bubbles? Do you remember that? They were like, you all have to live in a bubble. And it was like, stay away, excuse me, sir, stay away. I am living in an invisible plastic bubble you can't see. You stay 6 meters away from me, you freak. Did anyone else notice that celebrities had slightly different rules for their bubbles? Remember, like, Ant and Dec were still doing their TV show? What's going on there? Oh, they formed a special bubble. Have they? Nicole Kidman formed a special bubble with anyone she was out for lunch with. Do you know what I mean? But I couldn't go out with my elderly grandmother in my bubble. Right? Boris Johnson had a party in his fucking bubble. He's got dry ice in his bubble. This guy. 2 weeks to flatten the curve, you remember that one? Oh, longest 3 years of my life, that 2 weeks. I knew that was bullshit the first day. They were like, oh, how long is this going to take? They were like, 2 weeks. And I went to Costa Coffee and they're putting these screens up like... I said to the builder, how long is this going to take? He's like, 2 weeks, mate, a little bit. 2 weeks, mate, it's been a short one. Boom, boom, boom. What we got, 2 weeks to flatten the curve, what we got was 3 years to argue about the shape of the curve before everyone, you know what, I don't give a shit about the curve, I want to go on holiday, that's what's going on. And that's the real reason everyone got vaccinated, that's the real reason. You talk to people, they're like, well, I just wanted to protect the elderly, vulnerable. Yeah, I just wanted to protect the elderly. It's like, are you going to Tenerife? Oh, I'm going to Tenerife. Yeah, I'm going to Tenerife. The government said we had to do the right thing. That's not exactly what the government said, is it? The government said do the right thing or you can't go on holiday. That's what it said. No one wants to admit these vaccines don't work as well as they said they would work, do they? No one wants to admit it. Like my uncle, he's had 4 COVID vaccines. He's caught COVID 15 times. And every time he goes, well, thank God I had the vaccines. I'm like, oh yes, uncle, you could have had a nasty run-in with COVID if it wasn't for the vaccines. He goes, Alistair, the vaccine doesn't stop you getting COVID. I'm like, no shit, you've had COVID 57 times. My family just said to me, Alistair, careful, you're starting to sound like an anti-vaxxer. I said to him, said, listen, I treat vaccines the same way I treat theme park rides. Okay? I take a look at the people that have just been on the ride. And I think, how are they getting on? You know what I mean? Let me tell you something, there's no way I'm going on this AstraZeneca. There's absolutely no fucking way I'm going on that one. Would you go on a theme park ride that was so dangerous that once you've been on it, you had to wait 2 weeks before you went back on it? Well, I've seen a video of people queuing up to get the vaccine, right? And as they're queuing up to get into the vaccine centre, someone comes out of the vaccine centre on like a stretcher. And they're all just like... Imagine if you was queuing up for a theme park ride and people just flying off into the air like... Ah! And you're just in the queue like... I thought you guys might like that one. You ever call people sheep? You ever say that? Yeah. Do you actually think, because it's all very well to take the piss out of everyone else, but what about us? I'm going on one of these marches and the bloke next to me is like, everyone he goes past the march, he's like, you're a fucking sheep, mate! You're a fucking sheep! I'm like, do you think this helps, bro? Do you think anyone is going to listen to us? You think you can sit someone down and be like, listen, mate, what's going on is you are a big, fluffy sheep. Oh, you're a big, fluffy sheep, you just want to be led around by your nose, and I know everything. Listen to me, I'll tell you what's going on. People are supposed to be sheep. The Bible tells us there's 3 types of people. Shepherds, wolves, and sheep. In what proportion do you think God would have made people in order that we don't fight all the time? Most people are sheep. If you figured out that most people are sheep and you're yelling at them, you are a shepherd yelling at his sheep for being sheep. Imagine a shepherd standing on a hillside and sheep are everywhere and he's talking to the other shepherds going, bunch of fucking sheep over here, Dave. Bunch of fucking sheep again, son. I'm not saying you can't take the piss out of these people. Do you remember when the mask mandate was on and they were making us go on a plane? Do you remember that one? Boy, how the atmosphere has changed on the plane. It used to be like, can I get a gin and tonic? Oh yes, I'll go and get you one. Now it's like, wear the mask, you know? I remember so we get on the plane and the lady's like, everyone put on the mask, you must put on the mask. There is a deadly disease. Anyone that doesn't put on a mask will be endangering the rest of the flight. So everyone masks up, and then 10 minutes later they come down the aisle, pretzels. Every single person like, oh yeah, pretzels. I'm like, listen, you can have a deadly pandemic or you can have pretzels, all right? But you must pick. You simply cannot have both. God, the mask mandate was fun. I didn't wear a mask ever. And it was also a bit of hassle when you go to the supermarket. Everyone's always hassling you. So when I wanted to have a break for the mask mandate, I wouldn't wear a mask. What I would do is I would go shopping in Waitrose. Right? Because it's very different in Waitrose. Like, if you go to Lidl, it's like, what mask, mate? Fuck mask. It's a fucking mask, man. That's Lidl. Right? I walked into Waitrose and the lady was like, sorry, are you wearing a mask? Are you wearing a mask? I said, what an outrageous accusation. Madam, I've shopped at this store for years. I've never once approached the front entrance in disguise. How dare you? What else is going on? Looks like the Queen's throwing her slippers in the bin. Sad, isn't it? Sad. One of the biggest tragedies about the Queen is one of the few people that could afford to pay their energy bills this winter. It's not here. I don't, but tell me from. I didn't actually mind the Queen. The Queen wasn't that bad. Prince Andrew, on the other hand. Yeah. What a strange individual this man is. Do you remember that television interview? Yeah. Do you remember when he was accused of all these things and he was like, I'll handle this. I'll do a TV interview. I'm a smooth talker. I'll smooth it up. And the interviewer was like, Prince Andrew, this 15-year-old girl says that you had sex with her by the bar. And he goes, well, that can't be true because I don't know where the bar is. So, why don't you say that you don't have sex with 15-year-olds? Someone said to me, you had sex with a 15-year-old on Tuesday. I wouldn't be like, what the hell do you mean Tuesday? They were like, she says you were sweating while you were raping her. You went, well, that can't be true because I don't sweat. She says you're a sweaty rapist. What the hell do you mean sweaty? You know what I'm saying? They call me all sorts of names, you know? All sorts of racist, homophobe, sexist, because I'm on the wrong side and all this, you know? I often think with the anti-racist people, sometimes they sound like the most racist people I've ever experienced in my entire life. They're like, Alistair's a right-wing, conservative Christian. Well, he must be racist. I am a left-winger, I can't be racist at all. If you took a black person, you said to me, can you describe what you'd see? I'd say, well, I see a man created in the image of God. You take a lefty, you say, what do you see? They go, I see a victim of white supremacy. Now, which one of us sounds like a racist? You know what I'm saying? Thank you. You agree with me. You got... Before I go, I'm a Christian. Thank you. I know there's not that many of us around at the moment. I know most people these days that they don't believe in God, right? But here's what I'm saying here. Do you ever say this? Do you ever go like, oh my God? Do you ever say, now, even though you might not believe in God, do you ever say like, oh my God, or Jesus Christ, right? Even though you don't believe in God, but I'm driving with my friend, right? And she thought she was going to crash, and she goes, Jesus Christ, right? And then we didn't hit the car, and I was like, you don't believe in Jesus? She was like, no. I'm like, but you yelled his name when you thought he was going to die. I was like, do you ever do that with something else you don't believe in? You ever had a bullet whiz past your head and be like, Thomas the Tank Engine? Does anyone else notice that the world seems to be a darker place than it was previously? Like, how do you think they're doing that? Do you think they're turning up the darkness? Do you think they have a darkness-o-meter that they're switching up? If I told you to make this room dark, what's the first thing that you would do? Switch out the light. That's what they're doing, ladies and gentlemen. They don't want you to tell you that the light of the world is inside you. So... And you watch the news, they want to tell you about the depression, they want to tell you about the darkness. Let me tell you something about the light. It shines in the darkness. And the darkness shall not overcome it. Thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of the week.
That was bloody brilliant. Thank you, Alistair, for the inspirational stuff. And doing the whole God thing without scaring the horses, that's quite an achievement as well. So good on you, mate. And we're up for another interval. You'll all be delighted to hear, by the way, that James found the perfect noodle bar just around the corner, and we have a delicious Japanese noodle. We're back here after another interval, and I think this is when James starts winging it live in front of you. So grab yourself another drink and see you back here soon. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, would you please welcome to the stage James Delingpole. Ladies and gentlemen, will you please welcome to the stage James Delingpole when he arrives back in the room.
I was really happy, really enjoying my afternoon, but something very sad has happened to me, and maybe you can help me. I've lost my blue bag, and it had special things in it. It had my special Sunspell pajamas, which are really soft, and that's it. Yeah. Now you'll never know what the other special things I was going to work into the act, and and then I was going to ask you all to pray, and then you were going to get a miracle, but now it's all been ruined because of the wiles of Satan. He just didn't fuck over our all afternoon. But anyway, that's the thing he does. Anyway, let's have Bob. Bob. I should give you the classic. Yes! Welcome to the Delingpod. I belong to the rave generation, like most people. Anyway, yes, where was that? Yes. I know I always say this. I know I always say this. I'm excited about this week's special guest. But it's not a special guest, it's special guests. And the first one is Bob Moran.
This is not necessarily my official appearance on the Delingpod. Can we just clear that up?
Do you know what? I was about to say that. In fact, I was going to address this very vexed issue. I want you to know that the fact that you haven't been on the Delingpod yet is not a sign that I'm thinking, oh yeah, fuck, so Bob Moran is going to be I'll get him.
Absolutely.
Because it's getting kind of embarrassing, because you know, I met him at the march 2 years ago, probably.
I'm surprised you can remember that.
We'll talk about that in a second. But okay, so the reason I haven't had you on the pod is because I've kind of been saving you as like my booster.
Do you know what, James? You may have noticed that I've been doing a lot of other people.
You've done Germ Water.
I've done Germ. I did Margid last week. But they're all practices. They're all practices for you. You know, this is actually true. I would say this. People always say before all this started, nobody knew who I was, and I was fine with that. You know, I was just a name on a cartoon in the Telegraph. So outside of the Telegraph world, nobody gave a shit who I was, and it was fine. And then when all of this started, and I started to get a bit more famous and well known, and my work was spreading around, I'd already been listening to the Delingpod for about a year before this started out, way before it was cool.
Yeah. There was a stage, wasn't there? When it was
I don't really know why. I can't remember why. You know, something just told me this man is important, and you just listen to him and maybe pay him some money every month. And I honestly thought to myself, maybe, just maybe, I could get famous enough that one day I could go on the Delingpod. That's what I'm still waiting.
Can I just say, Bob, you are only a few doors away from I've been looking at your stuff recently, and it's pretty good shit you do. I reckon,
I've got a bit of talent.
I reckon you are worthy. I know. No, listen. I'm actually thinking of having a kind of super spreader event with you. I think that you would be. One is that.
Do you think it should be called the Delingpod?
Is that a cartoonist joke? Yeah, it's good. Maybe. No, but seriously, you are definitely among the absolute star picks that I really want on the podcast. I tell you why. Some of my guests over the last couple, 2 or 3 years. I mean, I think we all name the names. There are some people who've kind of infiltrated the Delingpod, who, with hindsight, really fucking embarrassing. I mean,
they're my favourite episodes. I love those.
Who's the guy who allegedly died in the Spanish prison? The crypto guy.
John McAfee.
John McAfee. That I would say was not a classic. Not a Delingpod classic. And then there's the grifter guy. The grifter guy in Spain who Charlie Ward. Who I still think has I got more hits from that than what does that say about the world? I think I got something like 300,000 YouTube before I got booted off YouTube. My Charlie Ward remains my most popular ever. What kind of world do we live in?
But I often have the Delingpod on while I'm working, but I don't watch it because my computer's over here, so I'll be at my drawing desk painting, and I'm listening in, and I love the episodes where you have a guest on sometimes, and you're nodding along going, this guy gets it all. Yes, totally agree. And suddenly you might say something offhand about masks, and you go, well, no, of course masks work. It's just people wear the wrong ones. And I drop my paintbrush, and I'm immediately just looking at your face as you're chewing your tongue off, thinking how to change the subject.
You're making out that I'm difficult sometimes. Hands up here who's been burned by me in the corner. It's quite a few. Look, look. Some of you have been burned, some of you have actually been banned, and I'm sorry about this. But look, as a Christian, obviously I feel bad. I think I have been possessed by there are demons that deal with different sins. I think I've been possessed by, I think he's called Asmodeus, maybe. I do have a certain pride, intellectual arrogance. So obviously, as a Christian, I feel bad, and I apologise for all of you that I burned or kicked off my channel or whatever. At the same time, I do kind of think, if you don't want to get burned by me, don't say fucking stupid things. Because that's the only thing. There are loads of people, like lovely Dina, lovely Christian Dina, who's just like an angel who hovers, who floats angelically over my Telegram channel. And there's a few others as well. Sunshine and Light, the mad pixie from Spain who actually flies over sometimes. I mean, she's dedicated. She's hardcore. And she knows that the world is run by the 13 satanic bloodlines. They're actually 14, but that's another story. And I never burn them because they speak truth and goodness, and because they're the people who piss me off. Anyway, sorry, that was a digression.
You did soon, I'm afraid, James. I'm sorry to you as
Oh,
well.
what?
Okay.
You're on a schedule.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
fuck's sake.
well, it's only a teaser trailer, isn't it? So
Yeah, exactly.
Too long. Yeah.
But Bob, can I just say, I'm going to say, because it's like my event.
What are you going to say?
I am blown away by how totally sound you are. How your tweets, you make me. I mean this. Your tweets make me look like Gary Lineker. You are just absolutely uncompromising. I'm amazed you haven't been thrown off, especially given that Elon Musk is the Antichrist.
yeah, so am I. So there's a conspiracy theory there, isn't there? I don't
Yes.
understand why. I don't know. I almost wish I had been thrown off, you know, because I don't get it.
Yes, you are up Elon's bottom, aren't you? Yeah. You know he's the Antichrist.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's a good
Yeah.
candidate. He's a good candidate.
Yeah.
But I've been slagging him off massively.
No, I know.
Still nothing.
Yeah. It's like Anthony Bourdain. You know what happened to him? For dissing Hillary.
Yes.
I mean, this is the problem. They do it. They get you that apparently you hang yourself in the hotel bathroom. Like how is that even possible? Yeah, Kanye didn't Epstein himself. It's Ben Shapiro's going to get him, isn't he? He's already threatened him.
No, I'll say I often feel the same way about you, James. You know when something happens, when a new pile of shit hits the fan, and you go onto Twitter and you're scrolling down and it's just idiot after idiot saying the wrong thing, and somebody comes up and it's often you, it's probably most of the people in this room actually, and you just think, thank God somebody gets it and understands. It's such a relief.
We shouldn't do that because I think this is an important thing. I mean, joking aside, Twitter is a trap. It's all part of the agenda, isn't it? He wants to lure us all into his pit of hell and then destroy us.
Yes, but it's the battleground that the enemy has forged, I suppose. We need to be. Some of us need to be there. Don't we?
Yeah, I guess.
I'd rather be here.
Oh, comedians, bring on, send in the clowns. Bob, until next.
Bye bye.
It's going to be big. It's going to be huge.
See you at Wembley. See you at Wembley Stadium.
Yes. There's different sexy trousers. You've taken off your sexy trousers. Oh, okay. So how do we do this? Do we what?
Wing it like you always.
Yeah. Somebody, Leonora. Where's Leonora? Is she gone? She's fucked off. Leonora was outside and I was thinking, what the hell am I going to say? And she said, we can take questions from the audience. I mean, and that's a piece of piss, isn't it? I mean, you know, and that will make you feel like you're special as well. And you are, by the way. It's not just a feeling. You really are special. By the way, I would like to say thank you for you bastards for upstaging me, and anything I say now is just going to be just like an anticlimax. I don't like being put in that position, but thanks, guys. Thanks. Should we do that? Should we do questions for the audience, and then we can all sort of mix it up? Or is that boring? Yeah. Good. Yeah, good. Who wants to ask the first question? Oh, me? Oh, good. Yeah, go on then. How did that? Well, you need a microphone, don't you? Yes. Yes. Wayne.
Can you ask Abby a question?
Yes. Abby.
What happens with Dr.
Oh yes. Oh, Abby. Oh, I was so you naughty girl.
I'm very
You are
naughty,
very,
as you
very
well
naughty. Naughty girl. Yeah.
Anyway,
Yes,
you're not in here.
You are. Go on, tell us.
I'm filthy. Yes, so I went along to listen to Dr. Asim Malhotra whitewash himself at the Quaker's house in London. 800 people there, and he was saying things like he's always been suspicious of Big Pharma through most of his career. You know, he says, but I've got integrity. So I've always called them out, and then proceeded to advertise the jabs on Good Morning Britain and peddle them out to the fuckers. And as he was talking, somebody murmured in the front row, "Oh, hey, Matt Hancock." And he went, "Oh yeah, Matt Hancock. Yeah, we're friends, and you know, we text each other." And the red mist. I was wearing these trousers, by the way, and the red mist fucking descended. I could feel the room, sort of like. So I stood up in front of 800 people and said, "Matt Hancock should be in prison, and so should you. You're whitewashing your reputation dictating you're a lying cunt. I'll tell you what, it's really, really difficult to say that and then turn around and walk out in leather trousers. I sounded like a DFS advert. Anyway, I did it. So there you go. That's what I believe. That's what I believe.
Very great. What was the reaction?
The reaction was, I had a few people saying, did you have to use the word cunt? Like that's the bad thing? Really? Really?
Yeah.
Anyway, so, yeah, but I had Mike Eden pop on to my Substack. He appeared and said, oh, is that, you know, well done. Mike, so I was like, honestly, that was it. That made my year, Mike, because he's a great guy. Anyway, so that's, you know, it was just a bit of fun, really. I mean,
Yeah.
I think I'm off his Christmas card list, by the way.
I think you might be a bit.
And he's in America now. You know what Mark Hopper's in America. He's been on top of Castle. He's been, you know, doing the whole kind of thing of like, oh, I met a nurse today, and they said, well done for pointing out all the, you know, the harms of the vaccines. And I was like, yeah, 2.5 years too late. Too late, mate. People are dying. What is it? PR exercise?
No, I think you're right.
There you go.
I think the longer things go on, the more we realise that so many of these people are just put there as part of the. I was listening to who's that really, really hardcore person? Mark Windows on the world, and he's very, very bleak and depressing, and spends his whole time whinging about how nobody gets it at all, only him, and everyone's sick of shit. But at the same time, I do kind of get his point that we know who's in charge. I think we all know who's in charge of this world. I think
Hey, biblically, we know who's in charge.
Well, not just biblically.
Well, yeah, it's Satan. That's who's in charge.
Yeah. I'm just slapping Satan. Well, that's a tell. If ever the world. It's amazing how the darkness cannot help showing itself in the end, despite. And your use of that C word, Abby. I think that was very, very bad. Do we have any other?
I have a question.
Yes. Question.
I want Abby to be my wife.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen, here we go.
That was a beautiful moment, wasn't it? A lot of people are going to remember that and cherish it. Is anyone here would like to stake claim to being the poshest person here? Yeah. No, I'm not. Okay. Who else would like to ask a question?
James, you got a question?
Yes?
Sorry, James.
I'm sorry I put you off my thing. But I might, you can come back now.
My name's Nick. I am a professional troll. I've respected a bunch of you guys since before COVID kicked off, particularly Ali and James. They were sound as fuck before COVID even hit us.
Yeah.
But I'm here to ask controversial questions. So, 3 words. Is yay crazy?
That is such a good question. Who's got a view on that? Have you got a view on that?
In other words, do you want to get us all cancelled? Yeah, that's basically it, isn't it? This is just such a weird one, isn't it, in regards to free speech in general. You know, everybody should be able to have an opinion, and free speech is, and has been, under attack for a long time now, hasn't it? And now we're actually seeing just, you know, what that actually means recently. Everyone should have an opinion. And the question is whether there's actually a limit to that. As you saw, some people might say a little bit of my comedy and jokes and things are a little bit close sometimes. But again, I think all of you, throughout this period of time, last couple of years, gone through all these different emotions, including anger and frustration, and still going out now, and there's still a lot of mass and things like that. So I think everybody should have an opinion, but the question will always be, how far can it go? And that's always going to be a struggle, because it requires common sense, and that ain't so common.
Have you got a view on it? Do you know who the A is?
Is he the one that lost the can?
Yes, yes, yeah, that's him. Tell us about, what's your view on the yay?
I just saw a picture, and he did his interview in a pair of tights. And a friend of mine was madly in love with this guy, and he only wanted to have sex in tights. And that's what he did. He put the tights over his head, and made her put the tights over her head, and he pulled the tights, right up under the arms and under her arms, and he made holes in the spaces, mouths as well, obviously not once. And but that just seems strange to me. So I'm not going to listen to a man or go to bed with a man with tights over his head. So I don't know what he said.
No. A good answer.
Yeah, I think he's out there to make Christians look bad. I think he pretends to be a Christian. He sits up there with a Bible in front of himself. It's like, you think someone can get to the notoriety that Kanye West is at without being part of the whole system? Like, he claims to be a Christian. He said that his wife is a Christian. If Kim Kardashian is a Christian, you don't get to the level of Kanye West, without playing the game. I'm suspicious of the whole thing, to be honest.
I appreciate your deeper analysis, but come on. Why are we even... This is theatre. It is literally bred and sexist. I haven't... bless you, James. I think, wonderful. But I haven't even listened to your podcast in I'm sorry. No, not at all. It's just that I realised that I was listening to you, and I was having a glass of wine, and the podcast went longer than the glass took me to drink. And so I'd have a bottle of wine, and I just thought, well, what am I actually really doing here? I'm just getting pissed on my own in the kitchen, while my husband is pretending I'm not in the house. And it's just, it's no way to live. You have to try and elevate yourself, and it's actually too interesting. This nasty stuff is too interesting. It's a friend of mine, a fantastic friend. He has a joke about this mad cow that thinks her husband doesn't watch pornography. And I'm the mad cow that knows my husband doesn't watch porn, we just don't watch porn. And because he loves porn, he thinks that must be a lie. But I think that we're choosing what we consume, and the nasty stuff is much more interesting than the difficult stuff. How you can give things up, how you can try and be a better person, how you can... let's be honest, a lot of us were worried that the people we loved would die, and now we're worried that the people we love will live. It's going to set up a whole new set of nightmares. It's probably, for me anyway, personally, it's better to try and improve myself, or conquer my horrible ego. I can't tell you how many times I told them to get Abby off stage when she got some claps. And I am told there isn't one woman in the toilet tonight who hasn't heard that the opening is the hardest spot to do, so please appreciate that. But so I'm thinking I have to deal with my own things. I'm watching some fucking goon in a costume talk shit. Why would I even listen to it? And by the way, I've been right on a lot of things. The only thing I was ever wrong on was that I thought that Bob Moran was old. And I actually sent him heartfelt emails saying, "Dear Mr. Moran, I love what you're doing, I'm so grateful, have you found God too?" And I would like to say thank you, because you were so kind and sweet and lovely and amazing and brilliant.
But on that point, actually, do you know how Bob stays looking so young? It's got this, I don't know, it's Adenovirus, no. It's something like that. He gets it from America. Anyway. Abby, what's your view on the yay?
On the yay.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Hello everyone. Please don't clip this bit. Well, I mean, Hitler wasn't great, was he? That's it. No. I mean,
Well.
But you made the uniforms look so fucking sexy. We're either going to have full free speech or not. And whatever fucking crazy shit Ye comes out with, let's be honest, we've just observed fascism of the worst kind for the last 2.5 years, and there are still people going, well, it could be worse. It could be worse, couldn't it? Than locking people away in their homes and jabbing them in, in the fucking eyeballs with experimental vaccine. So that's what I'd be concerned about, not Tanya. Fair point?
Can I tell you what I think about the yay thing? First of all, I'm grateful for ALISTAIR for taking the hit, for saying the things that are going to get one of us off, and it's going to be him, not me. Because otherwise, I would have had to be the one to have said that the coalitions are a coven of witches, and that I think that nobody. I mean, I used to think otherwise. In fact, only a couple of weeks ago, which shows how rapidly my viewpoints are evolving. But I used to think that. I actually said it out in my Telegram channel that I thought among the people on our side that we could trust and were genuine were Tucker Carlson and Kanye West. Yeah. But actually, I think the truth is, going back to the point about who runs the world, and I genuinely believe this, by the way, and anyone who doesn't understand this is kind of missing a key element in the picture. This is the realm of Satan, and Satan is real, and being Satan, he is the Prince of Lies. He is really, really good at making us believe things that are not true. When people say, oh, I can't conceive of a conspiracy on that scale, how would they do it? How could they possibly arrange it? Well, the guy who's arranging this stuff is the best at it there's ever been. I mean, that's his job. He's been doing it for millennia. And the podcast that I haven't released yet, because I'm trying to get my ducks in a row with the dark forces and stuff. Not bring them inside. I mean, protect myself from them. It's very, very clear, talking to this former mother of darkness, that they're all in it. I don't think. Well, having said that, she's on our side now, and she was a mother of darkness, which is about as evil as you could possibly get. But I do think generally, if you get to Ye's level in music, you are part of the deception. Yeah.
On a really basic level, so that people understand what's happening, I'm a very mediocre person at a very mediocre level, but I had a wonderful agent and a woman I admired and thought was fantastic, and I wrote a teeny tiny blog that was literally read by her, and it said that the masks were ridiculous, and it was called Trouble Backstage at the Hygiene Theatre, and I had a great, for a mediocre person, a great little career with nice 5-star reviews and good shows that sold out and a few prizes. And I was contacted, and she told me, I'm afraid you can't say this. If you say this, then I will not get you your book deal. I will not get you your television work. And I said, I'm talking about the future of my children. Are you saying that for 10 years, I have heard everyone, every time I've gone out to work, every time I've been on stage, there's been some cunt saying how he hates the government, he hates this, he hates that. And now that the government is locking me in my house, I can't even comment about the fact that someone is wearing a velvet face mask that matches his velvet boat shoes, or you won't get me any work anymore. She said, I'm not saying what you can't say, because she obviously had a vision of herself reading about herself in my blog. I'm just saying I won't be able to get you any work if you do that. And that was the end of my relationship with her. And So that's living through it. I'm trying to say this isn't the level of nothing. This isn't the level of a few corporate gigs where you'll skip a few jokes because you don't want to upset people because they're paying you huge money. That's fantastic. I'm happy not to joke about jihad or this, that, or the other. If you say that actually won't work for this particular religious function, I just what I'm saying is that if you can't even express yourself in a blog, what if I say something wild? What if I say something totally wrong? What if I change my mind the next week? It's why can't I express myself? So the people that are pretending that they're isolating, they're wearing the mask, they can't wait to get the vaccine, these people are lying. They're lying to you. I know that they're lying because I was drinking with them the night before and drinking in front of hundreds of people. They weren't isolating. This is a whole fucking lie. And this is at the most basic, pathetic fucking level where you get paid 240 quid to tell some gags to morons. This is like not high. This twat was talking about Hitler. I don't fucking care. But it's irrelevant. You can say whatever you like. But what are you listening to? And what are you choosing to listen to? And why are you choosing to listen to it? That's the important thing. Of course they're full of crap. It's a circus. It's a joke.
I've actually got a question sort of semi-related to that, which is that Carl, you're not. Are you a Christian yet?
I think I'm the only non-religious person here.
Because right. Because I was gonna. Okay.
I feel a burning coming up.
No. I think you know, this can be your answer, because the question is not relevant to you, but you can give me the answer about the other thing, yeah.
I just think that religion, along with lots of other things, can be used as a tool for control. A vessel to take... It can, yeah. It can, yeah.
Sugar can be used as a tool for control.
That's why I try and limit it. I don't drink Coca-Cola. But there's more powerful tools of control. And I think religion is one of those very powerful tools that can be used, that can take people from here to here very, very quickly and easily because of things like social coercion and group acceptance.
Yeah. Well, I really think that it's good to try and control ourselves, and especially now, because I'm thinking this is the last hurrah. I could run away with someone that agrees with me. And, how long is this going to take? We could just get pissed and get high and have a wonderful party. But I don't think that religion is a tool of social control. I think it's a way to control yourself when you can see that there are things that are more important than yourself. That's all. So I don't think it's a bad form of social control. I think it's good to think that there might be a punishment for when you do something wrong, and I think that it is good. I mean, by the way, I talked to a really intense guy last night who said that there's no punishing God. I was crying at the time, and I can't really remember exactly what he said. I don't think it's worse. I don't think it's worse to think I might have to control myself than it is to, like, sexualize your kids and try and get the maximum hits on TikTok while you're snorting cocaine off their ass on a Sunday afternoon. I think that it's not bad to think that there may be something better than yourself, and you should be looking at the gutter all the time and trying to chase shit. I would rather be thinking about God than thinking about Kanye fucking West. That's what I think.
Good. That was a good answer. There wasn't I'll come to the question in a minute. I had this, but on that note, because I talk to God every day, obviously.
That's not religion.
As you do.
Yeah.
No, that's a good point. Religio means literally binding. So I think in a way you were both agreeing, because you were talking across.
I agree with what you say.
But yeah, but religion. I think there's a lot of religion.
The root of all evil.
Yeah, but I think when you have when you talk to God, it's slightly different. On that point about controlling your life, I find it very helpful being guided by God, because he told me two interesting things recently. He said, I want you to smoke slightly less weed. He said, I don't mind you having a spliff now and again, but not every day, because when you go to bed and you read my word, you're stoned out of your face, and you can't make the King James language, and you're missing out on what I'm saying. And you know, I thought that was really reasonable. It wasn't the draconian Old Testament God. He also said, and this is one of the many reasons I love him. He said, I really, really want you to do more fox hunting. And he meant it. I mean, he did. I think it absolutely did. Anyway, that was my question was. My question was, those of us who are Christian, are you finding it? What music do you find you can listen to now? Because I used to be a massive Led Zepp fan, but it's quite hard to listen to Led Zepp now that you know that. Well, as we did before, we thought it was a joke that Jimmy Page is such a kind of Satanist and so on, and also we know that rock music is more or less. Sorry, Freds. It's the work of the devil. So how do you actually?
Well, Al, go.
Oh, I just listen to worship music now, so I'm like the least cool person you could ever imagine. But like over the pandemic, my whole music collection was trashed. I used to like the Foo Fighters, and I was like, okay, you're gone, you're doing the Vax concerts, you know? And it just, over the pandemic, it was a really interesting time. It was like, okay, all my heroes that I thought were heroes aren't real. They're all fake, and you're all leading people in the same direction. And I know, like, 500 years ago, this was a Christian country, and let me tell you something. Men went to the bathroom in the men's bathroom. Women went to the bathroom in the women's bathroom, okay? And it is a form of control. It is a form of control. But do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Who can argue with that? Who doesn't want to live in that world? And I think we're lost. I think when we try and make our rules for ourselves, things go wrong, because I'm as terrible as you. Like, we're all sinners. Like, we can't make up our own rules. But when we say God is above us and let's let him guide us, things wasn't as bad as they are now. And they're going to keep getting worse until we realise that it's God that's missing. And we're not the best thing out there in the universe, in my opinion.
What was the question? What about music? Music. Well, I mean, yeah, I've had to just go through my Spotify list and go, oh, listen to that, and then just realise that the person I'm listening to is just sold out in the worst possible way. I listen to a lot of Bach. I call him the divine sewing machine, because he just honestly, just listen to it. It is fucking fantastic. So Matthew Passion, you cannot be full of rage or full of anger, although that does play its part, as you know, having watched me. When you're listening to Bach, you can't. It's impossible. Same with Mozart. Same with most classical composers. And of course, the reason we can listen to them is because they're dead, and they haven't been around the last 2.5 years. So that's quite a good, quite a good thing to do. Go on, what? This is God's country. Oh, there's a great song. I can't remember the fucking lyrics. Shit.
Look at me.
Jesus, take the wheel. Oh God, I only know one line to songs. Vaccine, vaccine, vaccine. I'm begging you, please just get the jab. There's a great song by Blake Shelton, thank you for reminding me of that, called God's Country, and it is really good. It's all about, God's country. That's all I can say about it. Shit, I should have learned it before I... So that's really the answer. And as far as Christianity is concerned, I'm Russian Orthodox. I know, you wouldn't think to look at me, but I am. Baptised by a well-known priest who was murdered 5 months later, and they never found his killer. Very, very, very important man called Father Alexander Men. Very good man. And during the Soviet times, the Russian Orthodox Church were basically in league with Stalin. They were absolutely doing his duty. So your point about religion as in the institution. Meanwhile, the catacombs running underneath, parallel, were what's called true Christianity. The true people were all meeting like we are. Like we are. And that is what will save us. Because 99% we are, and then the 1% the satanic pricks. Sorry, it's not very enthusiastic all that.
Sorry, my roadie with the tash has come on and said, we've been really fucking boring and we've got to get off because Daz is going to come on and do his song.
Very appropriate for your 99%. Nice segue.
Oh, yeah, I segued and I didn't even know it. Great. Daz is going to come on and sing a song with which some of you may be familiar. So, what do I go? Do I give my throne? Oh yeah, so Daz is going to play us out. I would like to thank our clowns for the most tremendously entertaining afternoon. Vernon, Tanya Edwards, Abby Roberts, and Alison Williams. Thank you. Yes, thank you for updating me, bastards. Daz, you got to come on? Daz is the as I said, is the editor of the Guardian newspaper, which is the only newspaper I like to read. Oh, sorry, my bad. The Light paper. We love the Light paper is the only paper worth reading, isn't it? And all the others are rubbish. Are you just going to play us out? Is that how it goes?
I'm going to play you out, Jay. Second up, we're thinking about where we first encountered this song. Freedom Festival.
The Freedom Festival was, apart from my days out with my hunt, was about the best day. Was it this year? The Freedom Festival was absolutely. Imagine being in a field with 5,000 people, all like us. It was just awesome, wasn't it? I mean, friends were there, you can testify, it was absolutely brilliant. And there were these kids there who were like you would like your kids to be. They were all homeschooled, and they weren't arsey, or they were really bright. And what fascinated me about it was they hung about in gangs of different ages. And the older children sort of look after, act as role models for the younger children, and the younger children look up to the. It was like a vision, actually, of how the world can be and will be when we win this fight. I don't know how many of us are going to survive. If any of us indeed are going to live to see when we get our 1,000 years, whatever it is, of prosperity and peace. But it's going to be beautiful when it happens, and I envy those who get to see it. Daz?
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'm going to sit here and...
Rock guitar? You hear me? Okay. You should sing along. Everybody should sing along. What a wonderful afternoon, thank you very much. Let's do this one. You can stick your new world order up your arse. You can stick your new world order up your arse. You can stick your new world order. The sun don't shine with water. Stick your new world order up your arse. Singing we are the 99%. Singing we are the 99%. Singing we are the 90. Together we are mighty. We are the 99%. The Queen should have been arrested in a dressing gown. The Queen should have been arrested in a dressing gown. The Queen should have been arrested in a, cause she was such a sinner. Should have been arrested in a dressing gown. You can stick your corporation up your arse. You can stick your corporation up your arse. You can stick your corporation. We're a free and sovereign nation. Stick your corporation up your arse. Singing we are the 99%. Singing we are the 99%. chemtrails are all gone. There'll be blue skies when the chemtrails are all gone. There'll be blue skies when the chemtrails and their evil plan fails. Blue skies when the chemtrails are all gone. You can stick your mainstream media up your ass. You can stick your mainstream media up your ass. You can stick your mainstream media to the people we don't need you. Stick your mainstream media up your ass. Sing it, we are the 19. Come on. Sing it, we are the 19%. Sing it, we are the 19. Together we are mighty. We are the 19%.